You need to lock that properly. You need to lock that properly. That new build ship is really vast. That new build ship is really vast.
Have you seen the master's list? Have you seen the master's list?
We have a new leader. We have a new leader.
I'm looking for the mail. It was here a moment ago. I'm looking for the mail. It was here a moment ago.
I think you need to order some more cartons.
So what caused the damage then?
Well, the ship ran aground during the pilotage into Southampton.
So how much damage is there?
Well, the rudder's quite badly damaged and we need to spend some time in the repair yard.
So what caused the damage then?
Well, the ship ran aground during the pilotage into Southampton.
So how much damage is there?
Well, the rudder's quite badly damaged and we need to spend some time.
Have you ever had to put out a fire?
Oh, yes, it was 3 years ago.
How did it happen?
At night, the fire alarm sounded and the watch officer on the bridge made an announcement.
So, where was the fire? In the engine room?
Actually, the fire had broken out in the workshop. The watch motorman had started welding work to repair the purifier drum without a permit to work or taking precautions.
Was he alone in there?
Oh, yes, and a spark got into the diesel oil drip tray.
Excuse me. I'd like those shoes in the window, please.
Certainly, sir. What size?
Not sure. I think I'm a 42.
What size have you got on at the moment?
Oh, they're a 43, sorry. I'd better get the same size.
We've actually got that style in a brown and a black.
Well, as I always get brown shoes, I think I'll have black for a change. First, you bare the 3 wires so that about 1 centimetre of copper is exposed. You make the green wire about 1 centimetre longer than the blue and brown wires. That's right. Now insert the copper of the green wire into the earth terminal. Good. And now insert the brown wire into the terminal with the fuse. OK, finally insert the blue wire into the remaining neutral terminal. Now make sure all the screws are tight and reassemble the plug.
Hello, is that Mr. Anderson?
Yes, speaking.
Hello, this is Ronald Willis, 3rd officer for the Sea Prince.
Oh, where are you? I'm waiting for you at Rotterdam Airport.
I'm really sorry, but I'm still at Brussels Airport. My flight was delayed and now they say it's cancelled because of engine problems.
I see. So how are you planning to get here?
I've been told to take a taxi from the airport to Antwerp. Then there's a train from Antwerp to Rotterdam that leaves at 18:30. I'll be in Rotterdam at 19:45.
Okay. I'll pick you up at the station and take you directly to the port.
Hey, your hand's bleeding. I warned you about that bent screwdriver.
It wasn't a screwdriver. I cut it on the barbed wire we were using against pirate attacks.
You're always cutting yourself, aren't you?
The Coast Guard reported today that 2 vessels collided in poor visibility in the Irish Sea. 2 helicopters were called out from an RAF station in South Wales, and another was requested from Scotland.
Bearing off for 5 degrees, distance 2.0 nautical miles from Raynes Lighthouse. I've located you on my radar screen. Stand by on VHF channel 10. If you do not hear from me in 1 minute time, navigational assistance is ended. In that case, go back to channel 71.
Have you ever had to give first aid to anyone?
Only once, but it wasn't an injury from using chisels or tools or anything like that. One of my mates was shaving when the ship had a big swell. He lost his balance and he cut his neck quite badly.
Well, what did you do?
I heard him shout and rushed to see what the matter was. He was bleeding quite a lot and then he fainted. So I put a towel on the cut to stop the bleeding and then called for further assistance. We got him to hospital as soon as we docked that evening. He was okay, but he needed several stitches.
Have you ever had to give first aid to anyone?
Only once, but it wasn't an injury from using chisels or tools or anything like that. One of my mates was shaving when the ship had a big swell. He lost his balance and he cut his neck quite badly.
Well, what did you do?
I heard him shout and rushed to see what the matter was. He was bleeding quite a lot and then he fainted. So I put a towel on the cut to stop the bleeding and then called for further... So does your wife work then, Valeri?
Yeah, in a factory.
What kind of factory?
Clothes, you know. They make suits, uniforms, and that kind of thing.
Oh, how long has she done that for?
Not so long. She used to work in a leather factory, but the chemicals made her sick. But she trained as a teacher, so she hopes to find a job teaching children.
Hello, I'm Dr. Johns. We got your message. So, what's the problem?
Thanks for coming, Doctor. One of the seafarers had a fall on deck and has injured his leg. He seemed okay when he went off duty, but this morning he was able to dress himself and has difficulty moving. The ship's doctor is with him now. He hasn't touched his leg and said it was better to get a second opinion.
Okay, so let's have a look at the patient.
He's in the sick bay. This way, please.
So how on earth did this happen?
Well, I really don't know. I just didn't see her. I think she was on the wrong deck. This is the freight deck, and passengers aren't supposed to be here. It wasn't my fault, honest. She must have been trying to get back to her car, and somehow she ended up on the wrong deck where the trucks are. I just wasn't expecting anyone to be there, and what with the noise and everything, I just didn't see her.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is MV Ocean Spray. India, Romeo, Sierra, Lima. My position, 55 degrees north, 42 degrees west. Local time now 0400 hours. I struck an iceberg approximately 1 hour ago at 0300 hours. I have damage below waterline.
I was in the galley yesterday and couldn't help noticing something. The food in the fridge was covered and stored correctly, but the door hadn't been closed properly. It was slightly ajar.
Yes, I'm sorry, sir. I think there's a problem with the seal on the door.
What's that smell? Have you been smoking?
Well, I was talking to the steward in the mess room, and he was smoking. But I don't smoke.
Well, just make sure that door gets fixed.
Yes, sir.
I was in the galley yesterday and couldn't help noticing something. The food in the fridge was covered and stored correctly, but the door hadn't been closed properly. It was slightly ajar.
Yes, I'm sorry, sir. I think there's a problem with the seal on the door.
What's that smell?
And now here's the 7 o'clock news with Jennifer Wayne.
Good evening. Coast Guard helicopters were called out today after a yacht capsized in Coolside Bay. Despite heavy rain and rough seas, the helicopters were able to rescue everyone on board. The Coast Guard stated they had issued a warning to small craft yesterday evening, but the yacht ignored these warnings and set sail. All 4 people on board were hospitalised and are said to be in a stable condition.